Hi guys, thanks for watching my video. Now this will be the last video of the introduction to the manual testing series. After this I'm continuing with two other video series. One will be your on Python and other will be on Selenium Java. But yeah, with Selenium I want more number of viewers, so I request you all guys to please share, like and comment my videos so that I can have more number of viewers and you people can have maximum benefit of the time that I'm providing you. Now let's start with the last topic that we are left with, that is domains. Before I start, I'm literally very sorry for the long wait, as my laptop has broken and I had to spend a little time to get it fixed. So here we are now. Now let's start with the domains. Now, why do we have to have a knowledge on domains when we are searching job, or we are this is where it will be required actually. When you're searching a job as an experienced guy, or you already have an experience, I don't want to mention anything right here. So here are a couple of domains that I would like to discuss. That is very most top domains that is currently in the market. The first domain that I will be that we have in the market with the highest demands, that is your BFSI, that is banking, financial services and insurance. Now this is one of the domain where we have a huge customers, huge economy, and all time booming section of the of the domains. The other is your ERP, your internal resource planning. Now internal resource planning, as you already know, that internal resource means the employees or the resources of an organization. So to handle those resources, we have a separate domain that's known as internal resource planning. SAP, you must have heard of. We have different products for that. You have SAP, we have Civil, we have so many other products. The most common is the SAP one. Now why ERP is below your BFSI is because you just try to imagine that if the server for banking is down for one day or even 1 hour, so how much loss industry will have to bear. But same with the ERP, that doesn't mean even if it's down for whole day. Next is your telecom domain, and after that we have healthcare domain that is booming right now, and one very common domain, that is the e-commerce domain, all where you will find it, retail marketing and so on. So these are the very common domains that you should have a little knowledge on, that what these are and how it works before you are appearing for an interview as an experienced guy. So definitely you'll have to have this knowledge a little. I'll not be talking too much on domains because you people must be from different domains and different you must definitely be having more knowledge on this. And for others, I'll definitely request you to go through all these domains when you are appearing as an experience in any interview. So should have a very good knowledge on domains and whatever you are appearing with. Now I'll end this with two different topics. One, I'll start with I'll be discussing about a couple of interview questions and a very short introduction to Python. And after this we'll continue with Python. I'll be uploading tons and tons of videos on Python, so please stay with me and just try to learn. It's quite a easy language. People who think that programming is literally very difficult and you can't learn it, please stay with me and you'll find that it's pretty easy. It's not so difficult. So a couple of interview questions now. In my last video I have discussed a couple of questions, and let's see, this time we are going to discuss a couple of more questions on manual testing, of course. Now one of the questions that one of my viewer had been asking, that what is the best answer for this question. So okay, now the question was about regression testing, what is regression testing, and how it is performed and related to that. And I'll also discuss about the bug life cycle little, though I was thinking of making a different separate video for dedicated on bug life cycle, but we'll discuss it here because it's very much towards that. Now regression testing, we perform a regression testing always to verify that if the old features that was already present in our application are working fine. So that can be that can have a couple of scenarios. For example, you got a new build and there are a couple of new features that has been implemented. So in order to verify that my old features has not been impacted due to the code changes that has been done to the application, so we will retest those test cases where we think that these places, these test cases or these features might have been impacted due to the current change in the build, the current code change in the build, or the current feature that has been added in the build. Let's take an example. You had a login button, but you didn't had a register now button. Now, as per this, there is a new feature that has been added in your login page. Now here, what we will do, we will test all the features related to login. Not exactly all, but a couple of most important features. That is, you try to log in with the wrong password, right password, login button, if you are able to log in or not. So these all will fall under your regression test, as you have already tested this earlier. But you might think that there might be this feature might have been impacted due to the code change. So this will be called as your regression testing. Now let's say about defect, the other way how regression testing comes into picture. You got a same build, okay, but the problem was that last build was been rejected due to the exit criteria, or might be due to it's not meeting the criteria. We have a lot of P1 defects, okay, a lot of severe high priority defects. Okay, so you got a new build and the build is having the same feature as the previous build, but the problem is that something has been fixed and there has been a code change. So potentially then there can be a bug leak into the application, the code. So you need to again regress, means you again have to test all the old features, and definitely falling under regression test cases, similarly as I explained in just a moment ago. So in that way you will be performing regression testing. But in case you are having a bug fix that you have got, so another thing will come into picture is retesting. Also, you'll retest the same feature for which you have raised the defect. So as we are into defect, so let's even talk about a little defect life cycle or bug life cycle. So when you find a defect, so what you do, first step is we need to verify the defect, that the particular defect that you have found is the defect. Actually, it can be a feature, it can be a defect, it can be so you are not pretty much sure. So first verify that if the fault you have found, the defect you have found, or the bug you have found is actually a bug and not a feature. Try to find that what module it belongs to. If it's belonging to your module and you are the module owner, you definitely must be knowing that this is a defect, and you can definitely log a defect against that. If it's belonging to some other module, okay, so it's better to go and consult with the module owner or whoever is the concerned person to verify that the particular defect is a defect and it's not a kind of feature that has been newly implemented in this current build. So once you have verified that the current whatever you have found is a defect, the first and foremost thing is that you should check that if this defect was not already been logged and if its status is not open. Rather, you can actually check before verifying the defect that this has not been logged, so it will save pretty much time. So if the defect is already been logged in case, so pretty much you cannot do anything. You can block the test case and link the already existing defect with the test case, and you can close, you can move on. Next thing, if there was a defect and the status is closed, so what you can do is you can reopen the status. You can reopen this the defect status to open state, and you can reassign that to the concerned person, and you can link that defect ID with your test case ID and block that test case or fail that test case. This is second scenario. The third scenario, where you don't find, you verify that it's a defect. Second, you don't find any defects in the repository, defect repository, that there are no such defects log against that. So you will again log it. You will just take log a defect, and you can talk to your team lead or manager, whoever is present, to write a regression test case against that particular defect, and you will assign that defect to the concerned person. Let's say the concerned person has fixed that defect and have reassigned after a couple of days or after fixing that defect to you that please check that if this defect is resolved. We have resolved this defect from the dev side. Now what's your task is that you will verify, first retest that if the defect is still existing or it's been literally closed. If you find that the defect is resolved, you can go ahead and close the defect. Okay, and if you find that it's not been resolved, obviously you will have to make a comment and reassign to the person who has assigned you or to the concerned person to fix that defect, making a comment that this defect is still existing and it's not being fixed. Parallel to this, now if the defect is closed, suppose the defect is fixed, so before moving ahead with the next build that you got, you will also have to perform a regression testing on the basis of the defect that you have got and it's been fixed. Okay, so once it is resolved, you can fix the defect, you can close the defect, and you can move ahead. So this is the whole life cycle of a defect or a bug life cycle. So this can be asked in a various way in the interview, that what do you do when you have you find a defect or you find a bug in the application, or just explain me the bug life cycle. So but the answer is same, pretty much same what I told you. So the questions will be different. For a fresher, maybe they will be asking like just explain a defect life cycle or a bug life cycle, or as an experience, what do you do when you find a defect, how do you track it. So this was all from introduction to manual testing. I'll also try to cover a couple of more topics on manual testing, but for now I will like to start off with our Python. As I told you, a very short introduction. In the next video you will find a little in depth. This will just include what Python is and how to download, how to install, not even install, let's see. So let's say to download Python, you will go to Python, www.python.org, not com but org. Let it open. Okay, now here we have downloads. We'll go to downloads and we have two options, Python 3.5.1 and 3.7.11. so separately I'll give you a very short description about this. This is known as 3.x and this is known as 2.x. So we have two different variants for Python. So we have for all other operating systems also. For now we'll just be focusing on Windows operating system, and depending on what kind of project you are into, or this you will have to select what is the Python that you will be using, what version of Python, flavor of Python that you will be using. For as of now, Python 3x and 2.x both supports all the libraries, so you don't have to bother too much about that if I'm using 2 or I'm using 3, so will it matter too much. For now, most of the videos that will be based on Python 2x, so I recommend you to use Python 2x, and please do not install both the versions of Python in your system because that will create an issue. Now what is Python? Python is another programming language. For downloading, you can just click on this, it will give you a download. You can click on save, as I have already downloaded it, so I will not be doing that. So it's just click on next and next and you will be able to install the Python. So what is Python? Python is another scripting language that we have. Now this is quite a robust language, and why do we say it's a scripting language? I'll just let you know in a very short while that why it is known as your scripting language. So once you install a Python, you can go to start menu, all programs, and you will find Python here. I have installed this. You'll get these many interfaces: Python manual, uninstall, Python command line, module docs, and Python GUI. Now Python GUI and command line, this is where we will be focusing more and more into. So this was all about Python from this video. I'll be continuing with Python in my next video, and I'll try to start another series with Selenium, but guys, for that I will need literally a lot of your help. Okay, so please do help me out and share this video, comment, please let me know what you need, and like my video, of course. Send me mails, I have put down my mail ID in each of my videos. So please watch, enjoy, and best of luck. Thanks for watching.